Few years ago, there used to be a difference between luxury watch and affordable watch. But nowadays, even affordable watches are quite a luxury. And we as a consumer are really getting affected by this shift in dynamics. Hi and welcome back to Nishant's Brisk Game. This video is very simple. We're going to discuss the recent price hikes involved in the watch industry. And I'm going to show you 3 watches from 3 popular brands which have increased in value literally unimaginable by a common consumer. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why there have been price hikes. Are these price hikes actually degrading the value of the watch? And is it a good time to invest on these watches? Let's get started. Seiko is one of the most loved brands by many, and for many people it is one of the first proper Japanese made automatic watch people would buy. I have also had Seikos in the past and they used to be really affordable. But now if I have to buy entry level automatic Seiko, I would have to spend around 35 to 40,000 rupees. And if I want something better, more than 1 lakh, which is almost the price of entry level Swiss watch, but not anymore. And if I have to be very specific about a watch, it is the Seiko Alpinist. One of the most celebrated watches by collectors and enthusiasts. 2 years ago, when I saw the Seiko Alpinist, it was selling for about 65 to 70,000 rupees, and there used to be a discount of at least 15% on these watches. If you go far back, during 2006, this watch was only selling for about 20 to 30,000 Indian rupees. But right now, selling for 90,000 rupees, which is just bonkers. I like the Alpinist and everything is okay, but the price is just getting to an entry-level luxury watch price. Whereas Longines, a very reputable entry-level luxury watch maker, is selling his watches for 1.5 to 2.5 lakhs. But when you talk about a Seiko for about 2 or 3 lakhs, it's just getting out of hand. Seiko is a really good brand, I agree. But nowadays, if I have to buy a good entry-level Seiko, it will cost me around 50 to 60,000 rupees. But before, it used to be only half of it. Let's talk about Grand Seiko. Grand Seikos used to be 4 lakhs at the max if you want a really good Grand Seiko, but now you'll have to spend around 8 to 10 lakhs to get a decent Grand Seiko. It's almost the price of a Rolex or an Omega or a JLC. I don't understand the logic behind this price hike, but people are still wanting to buy these watches. I'm not telling these watches are really bad, but the prices are not as affordable as they used to be. Most saddest part is, even if you buy an Alpinist for 90,000 rupees and you try to resell the watch, you won't get what you paid for. You might get only 20% or 30% less of what you paid, or maybe even half or less than half of the price. It's a sad reality when it comes to Seiko watches being this expensive, but even if you try to flip these watches, if they're not limited editions, they won't go for the price you bought them, or they definitely won't go higher than that. So that is something which has been there for a long time and will continue as well. Omega is a really loved brand by many enthusiasts, and it is one of the most reliable and cool looking watches you can ever find. But Omega used to be in a different league and a competitor to Rolex in 2019, but once COVID struck, things have not gone the same way for Omega. Now they've come to the 5th place from the 2nd place. They make really good watches, but the prices are just insane. If you want an entry level Omega, you'll have to still pay 6 to 7 lakhs compared to what it was few years ago, which was 3 to 4 lakhs. And they've been making quite a few watches, more than what any other company has made, around 500 to 600 watches. Most of their prices in average is around 10 lakhs, which is just a lot of money when it comes to any consumer in the world. Many consumers are trying to avoid Omega because before, if you buy an Omega, you would at least make 80% of what you paid for. But now 50% is a down because the number of watches have increased and the exclusivity of these watches have just gone down the drain. Let me take one example. The Omega Seamaster No Time to Die. This is one of the most iconic watches Omega has ever produced. This watch was supposed to release in 2019, but due to the COVID pandemic, it got released in 2020 with the price of it being 6,35,000 in the Indian market. But now it is priced at 11,68,200. Nothing has changed but just the price. If you want to sell this watch in the secondary market, people are going to give you 7-8 lakhs at the maximum, and still this watch is a very popular watch and people are waiting for a few months to get these watches. In the secondary market, as soon as these watches come out, they they get sold out because they'll be sold for around $5,000 to $6,000 or $7,000 at the max. So people don't want to pay this premium and get it first hand. They're ready to buy second hand for half of the price. So that is the sad reality when it comes to Omega. Almost every other watchmaker other than the big three, which is Patek, Vacheron, AP and Rolex. I'll just come to that next. If you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to this channel. I'm Nishant and this is Nishant's Brisk Game, a channel dedicated to watch enthusiasts. Don't forget to like as well as hype the video so that it reaches more people and helps the channel as well. Let's get back to the video. Rolex, one of the most sought after brands in the world, and getting one of their watches is literally impossible right now. But still, the price hike for Rolex is the most insane compared to any other watch in the world. If you have a Rolex, that means you have made it in life. That is actually a myth which needs to be corrected, but it is still there. Rolex makes a few models and not all of them are going to increase in price. I'll just tell you a very niche product from Rolex, which is the Yachtmaster 40 in chocolate dial. So this watch is not a very popular watch and only a few people actually buy this compared to the other very popular models in Rolex. So when it comes to this Yachtmaster, in 2023, this model was retailing at 12,41,000. But now the price of this model has gone up to 18,98,000, which is just too much. If you want to buy the same watch in Nakano Broadway or any other secondary market store, even brand new with papers, you can get this watch for 13 to 14 lakhs. I'm just spitting out facts here. The only Rolexes which actually give you a lot of money in return if you buy it is the Datejust, the Day Date, the Daytona, and any precious metal Rolex which is full of diamonds and platinum and all those stuff. So those models are where you actually get your money's worth. If you buy any other model, you might not get the same amount of money as you paid for, but at least 80%. So that is a guarantee when it comes to Rolex. There are a few good people who actually get what they want, but they would be in a celebrity or VIP status, so which is not the common folk. So if I have to go and get a Rolex from someone, I'll have to wait at least 1 or 2 years at the max, and I might not even get the same watch which I wanted. I might get a different colorway, or you might get a different watch instead. So if you're a person who wants a Rolex but doesn't matter if it's your favorite or not, and you're trying to just flip a Rolex, then choose whatever you get. And I agree that Rolex uses first grade materials and precious materials. The cost of refining those materials would increase due to the current situation, but still the prices are getting out of hand and they're not going to get reduced by any ways. They're just going to get increased. For maybe in 5 years time, an entry level Rolex might cost you 10 to 15 lakhs, which you'll have to pay anyways if you want a Rolex, and people are there to pay it as well. So still, when the demand is high, definitely the prices would be high as well. The reason behind these price hikes are not intentional. It is due to the transportation, the marketing, the raw material source, and so many factors which a normal consumer wouldn't understand. But still, these watches are not going to reduce in price anytime soon unless you get a discount, which is absolutely not possible nowadays. Even if you buy these watches for quite a considerable amount of money, if you're trying to sell this watch after 10 years, you won't get the same amount you purchased. You'll get way less from what you purchased. And there are brands like Casio who have been consistent with the price, maybe 10% hike if you want to be really perfect about it, and their watches actually outlast many of the other watches in the market. And in the future, probably Casio would be one of those brands who have never increased their prices and are giving great quality watches for the same price. Who knows, the trend might be from avoiding luxury watches to buying affordable watches, which is totally changing at the moment. The function of the watch is the same, but the status symbol is where people want to buy different watches for different price ranges. That is not going to change anyways, or at least save some money before buying an affordable luxury watch nowadays. And unless you invest in a lot of stocks and SIPs, you can actually buy those watches. If you're just a normal salaried person, then buying these watches is just out of the equation. So these were my thoughts on the new price hikes when it comes to watches. I've been very sad about this recent price hike because all of the watches I used to love are just out of my reach at the moment. And even a basic RS watch, if you look at it, used to cost around 3 to 4 lakhs. Now they're costing around 7.5 lakhs. There needs to be a way to go around this. Let's hope for the best and see what can happen. And let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions on how to overcome this price hike scenario. I'll see you next with another exciting video. Until then, peace out.